Welcome to Nabeel Math Academy. This is Dr. Mohammed Nabeel. In this video, we are going to discuss about the function of several variable. So the main part of this topic is the domain and the range of the three dimension. So first of all, we have to understand what is the range and domain in the two dimension. Thereafter, we go to the three dimension. Now here we will have a domain and range. So what is the range and what is the domain? So domain is all possible value of x, the input value of x, and the range is the all possible of y. So in the two dimension. So if you see this one, y equal absolute value of x minus 2, absolute value, therefore it will take all the value from negative to positive. This is the domain. The domain of x is from minus infinity to plus infinity. This is the domain, and the range, it will take only the positive part, it will not go to the negative part. Therefore the domain is here 0 comma infinity. So this is the range, the possible value of y. Similarly, if you take the y equal x square, it's a parabola. The x value will take any value from the real line minus infinity plus infinity. This is the domain. But value of y, it will take only the positive part from the 0 to infinity. So this is the domain and a range. Now if you see this one, there is a restriction. The x value will not take except 2. So it will take all the value of the real number except 2. Similarly, if you substitute the two values here, therefore the y becomes undefined. So it will not be equal to the 0. Now let us go to the three dimension. So function of two variable. Function of two variable. So here a function of two variable is the ordered pair in which the domain is the two dimension, whereas the range is a real line. The xy are the independent variable which is a domain, the two dimension, and the range which will take from negative infinity to positive infinity. So we will take the first one, the domain of this file. What is the domain of this file? So here this value must be taken positive. So this under the root, so under the root it must be more than 0, more than equals 0. So y minus x square more than or equal 0, y is more than or equal x square. So therefore the domain is given by x comma y, two dimension, where this is x square less than or equal y, and the value of x, the z, if you substitute x value 0, z value 0, therefore it will start with the 0 and it goes up to plus infinity. Therefore 0 comma infinity is the range. So if you draw the graph of this one, you can easily identify how the graph look like, what is the range and what is the domain. So if you see this one, this is the z equal square root of x square root of y minus x square. So this is the graph you will have. If you see this one, the xy plane, it will take the parabola. So this is the parabola, and it will take the z value will take from 0 to infinity. So up to the 0 to positive side, the positive values. So we will paste this graph in the above here. Export, copy, and here paste. Yes, here paste. Yeah, okay. The next one, x value x z is equal 1 over xy. Therefore the domain is x and y is not equal 0. So it will take all the x and y value except xy, it should not be equal 0. So this is the domain. So here it will take all the values except 0. 0. So except 0. This is the range. So if you draw the graph of this one, so if you see this one in the above, you will have this is the upper part. So not equal 0. So it is all or not equal 0 line. Export, copy, paste. Okay. Now the next one, the z is equal square root of 9 minus x square minus y square. This must be more than or equal 0. This must be more than or equal 0. Therefore, you will get x 9 is more than or equal x square plus y square. So this is the domain is given by x comma y, given that. So x square plus y square, it must be less than or equal 9 is the domain. And what is the range? If I substitute x, y 0, x equals 0, y equals 0, therefore z is equal root 9, which is equals 3. So the domain will be 0 to 3. So this is the 0 to 3. Suppose if you go through the graph of this one, so exactly 3, it will be stop. Copy, export, copy, and then here paste. That's it. Next we will have okay. So here this is the domain is here. The upper part inside the root, it should be more than or equal 0, and the lower in the denominator, it should not be equal 0. So this is the domain, the restriction. X plus y more than or equal minus 1, x is not equal 1. So therefore the domain is given by x comma y, x comma y, given this is x not equal 1, x plus y plus 1 more than or equal 0. And if you substitute the values, all the real line is the domain, except this is minus 1. It will take the negative values as well. So therefore it will take the minus infinity comma plus infinity. So if you draw the graph of this one, so this is the x value. This is a hyperbolic actually. So it will go to the negative positive side as well as the negative side. So this is the upper part. This is the lower part. This is the lower part. So we will copy, export image, and then paste. Done. The next one here, the find the domain of z equal x square root of x minus 2 plus root of x minus y minus 1. So the x minus 2 must be more than or equal 0, and the y minus 1, it is also more than or equal 0. So if you simplify, you will get more than or equal to, here z is more than or equal 1. So then we will substitute the value. If I substitute the x equals to y equals to, therefore this is x comma y given x more than 2, y more than or equal 1. When I substitute x equal 1, x equals to y equal 1, the z value is equal 0. It will start from 0 to infinity. This is the range. This is the range. Now, if you draw the graph of this one, see. So here the x value, where is the x value start from 0, x value start from 2, 2 are equal. And what about the y? The y value start from 1. So therefore this is the diagram, and it is going to the 0 to infinity, 0 to infinity. So it is export, clip, and here paste. Then okay, next one we will have here. Here the x square, 4x square plus y square, there the x value will take any value from minus infinity plus infinity, y value will take any value from minus infinity plus infinity. Therefore it is r square. So all the xy plane, the two dimension, enter xy plane. Enter xy plane is the domain, and the range is, if you substitute x0 y0, the minimum starting value, you will get all the values it will take. So therefore it will take only the positive part. Even though if you put it negative, it become positive. Therefore it is 0 comma infinity, 0 comma infinity. So how the graph look like? This is the graph. So this is the domain, this is the domain, and this is the range, the z value. This export, copy, and then it is paste here. Paste, that's it. Yes. Okay. Okay, the next one here, x6 minus x 3x minus 2y. So here also the enter is at the xy plane is the domain. So enter xy, enter xy plane, and here it will not take the positive always, therefore it will take the negative to positive. So this is the domain. Now if you see the graph of this one, it's a plane, so which is a plane which is from negative side to the positive side of here, domain, copy, that's it. So this is the graph, domain, and the sketch, the graph. Now coming to the last one, here we will have the logarithmic function. Whenever logarithmic function is given, here it is asking only the domain, only it is asking the domain for this one. What is the domain here? So this must be more than 0. The domain is y square minus x more than strictly more than 0. Therefore you will find it x y square more than 0. So this is the domain. So domain will be x comma y given x is less than y square. So this is the domain. This is the domain. If you write it in the two-dimension plane, so this is the graph for this one. the x-axis and y-axis. This is x and y-axis, and it is x square equal y. It is open positive side of the x-axis, positive side of x-axis, and it is less than. This is equal, this is more than, this is less than. Therefore, this the domain is this part. This is the domain. That's it. So this is the place where x is less than y square. X is less than y square. Similarly, the next one is the domain is given by this part. It must be more than 0. X plus y more than 0. X is more than minus 1. Minus y. This is more than minus y. So this is what you will have, the range. So if you go through this part here, or you will write it here, this one, y is more than x. Both are same meaning. Both are same meaning. So if you draw the graph of this, so I write it, the domain x comma y given y is more than minus x. So this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is the point where we will have a diagonal opposite side. Opposite side, it is given like this. This is y equal minus x line. This is the line, and which is showing more than. More than means what? More than means the upper part. So the upper part. The upper part. That's it. Thank you.